Leonard Taylor the third, another guy who we were asking to make the Jets roster. He did. One tech right here. Let's watch. Yeah. I could say that when you beat the center so bad that he goes into a full split. Let's just look at the picture of him after he gets beat. Not what you want as a center. Like not at all what you want. And Taylor does a good job here, man, of closing ground to the center. So he closes ground with reduced strides. So gets on top of the center with that step. Another two steps. You could notice how they're really short steps. One's like half a yard. And he's trying to get on the center's toes, but he's also not trying to overstride. When you overstride, you're not allowing yourself to get quick change of direction. The smaller the stride is, obviously, the more attached you are to the ground, leading to better change of direction. So he gets on his toes with shorter strides. Hell of a job there. Center kind of shuffles to the inside and sits back on his heels. Taylor gets into that contact window that we talk about all the time. I'm not going to go through exactly what that is right now, but he gets into the contact window. Center shoots his hands as Taylor anticipates. Double swipe. Clearly into the quarterback. Now the quarterback, reverse pivots and spins out of it, and then Zaire Barnes ends up getting the sack off the blitz on the edge right there. But Leonard Taylor creates that play. Again, really good job of just short shotting him there. Almost like a basketball type play where you're kind of just hesitating. But the short strides work really well. Again, anticipate that the hands back onto the heels, double swipe them, get to the quarterback for the half sack. And then another just quick point about Zaire Barnes right here. It's a good job by him. He didn't get clean off the edge right there, but we do like the fact that, hey, lands his left hand into the chest right there, keeps extension with the left, keeps himself clean, and just runs through contact to get to the quarterback. Good job by Zaire Barnes as well on that play. One more of Taylor. We'll get to our next guy, Taylor tackle for loss, right here as the 2 tech loose one. Obviously, we could see with the big red arrow right where he is. So really good recognition, and this is something that whether it be like Q is helping him or just maybe he had this ability even in college, but it's a really good job in terms of two key factors here from him, and they're kind of combined. When you have the combination of a center blocking back to you, and there's a difference between down blocks and blocking back to me. Again, explain those in different times when we have more time, but this is called a back block, not a down block. So when you have a center blocking back to you and a puller, where's the run going? Right? Obviously, it's going where the puller is, and then it should just and because sometimes you'll have play action with pullers, or you'll have some misdirection with pullers, whatever it may be. But when you get the back block plus the puller, unless it's like a play action, then okay, like they got you there. But even if it doesn't really matter, but it's good. Definitely really good recognition by Taylor, again, seeing those things in conjunction, chasing down the play for the tackle for loss, and comes off the ball, sees the back block coming, puts on the brakes, club, arm over, beats him soundly. That center got his lunch eaten by Leonard Taylor twice, and just a dominant play. You have a dominant sack and you have a dominant tackle for loss here. He's pretty powerful. He's explosive. Looking forward to what he could do with the Jets, going forward. Another guy from the defensive line here, another UDFA. Both of these guys made the team. Obviously, hell of a job by them. You have Taylor with a sack and a half. Tackle for loss as well. You have McGregor with 2 sacks, and McGregor is my number 2 stud of the game for the Jets. Again, another guy who earned himself a role on this Jets team. They have some defensive line. They obviously have quite a few defensive linemen who are young, they could develop, right? JJ McDonald, etc. But add another one. Let's go. McGregor sack again. Big red arrow should help people off of the right edge versus the left tackle. Let's watch him. And now this is effort and power. It's not like he completely blows this guy up. But Taylor or McGregor does a good job of just bull rushing here. I don't know if he sees the action right here, or if Zaire Barnes was to fill off the edge right here, or if he sees like, hey, this guy's coming to chip me. So instead of trying to win on the edge and then him chip me, I'm just gonna take it to the inside. Nonetheless, what he does is reduce, get low, extended hands, wins leverage battle, wins first contact, wins hands inside. 3 for 3. you have a pretty good shot of having an effective rep there. Even if he doesn't get to the quarterback per se, he's gonna pinch that pocket or push that pocket, So gets his hands inside. Again, runs through it, runs through the hands. Now you could say that, hey, you want the hands to be instead of being over top like this, ideally we're like this and bull rushing a guy instead of this action. So I think his hand placement can improve a little bit in terms of the bull rush, but again, being very nitpicky. But you can see the hands do end up slipping kind of high and on top of the shoulders. That's not going to be as effective as if they're on your chest, right? So can improve the hand placement a little bit, but still good idea. Again, winning first contact, winning the hands inside, winning the leverage battle, runs through those hands. Obviously, walks the guard. Sorry, the tackle, right back into the quarterback's lap. Quarterback tries to escape, step up. McGregor is able to then steer his offensive lineman out of the way, free up the near hand, get the sack on is it Tommy Cutlets or I don't know what his real name is. Tommy Cutlets. That's his real name. That's his legal name on his birth certificate. Tommy, last name Cutlets. Who, by the way, apparently to McKinley, he said something like he doesn't know who he is or something like that. And then McKinley put up just hell of an Instagram post of him sacking Tommy DeVito. And he put up a post of him sacking him. He's like, oh, you know who I am now, right? Or something like that. Is great. So tying the number 3 stud and the number 2 stud into the same play. Right here, McGregor and Taylor sack. We have McGregor off the right edge right here. Call him a 9, call him a wide 5. Again, it's based on how you learned and who you learned from and stuff like that. Again, certain people won't say 7 or 9 unless there's actually 2 tight ends here. It is what it is. So he's off the right edge right there. Let's watch him. Again, and this is just straight bull rush again. Another situation where he's coming off the edge, and hey, you see the running back leaking out like this, but kind of shuffling and staying relatively square to you. What's most likely going to happen if you just try to win the outside shoulder? You're going to get chipped, and the tackle's going to catch you. So instead of taking on 2 guys, take on 1 guy. Right? So he rushes, sees that, takes a more direct angle. We're seeing an angle that's more towards the edge and winning the corner, to a more direct angle once he sees the running back. Hands seemingly inside. Could get a little bit more low there. Ducking head a little bit. Could get probably a little bit lower, but again, being nitpicky. Hands inside. Extension. Run through the contact. Obviously now he pushes himself back onto the quarterback's level, frees up the near arm again, and brings him down for the sack. Good job by him. Now with Leonard Taylor, he gets a little bit of the benefit of just circumstantial benefit, where it's actually not even circumstantial. He rushes the left guard right here, or sorry, the left guard. We can see him right there. He's a 4 tech. 4 tech comes off the ball, kind of hesitates him again, either goes to swipe or to club him. He gets caught a little bit though. He gets caught in the chest. You can see his left hand doesn't land. So he's in a bad spot right here, right? Not the best spot to be in, just in terms of the guard was able to land his hands on you. He won first contact. You don't really have any powerful point of contact on him, but we see some power. Almost, it's not a true hump move, but kind of clubs himself to the outside shoulder. Clubs the outside shoulder and takes that outside shoulder, rushes up the arc. Now, did the guard get bumped by the contact of McGregor right there, and it kind of pulled the shoulder away from Taylor? That's what I believe happened. So it was a little bit circumstantial, but at the minimum, we're seeing effort there. And I'm not going to say it's the best rush, right? I'm not going to try to blow smoke up your guy's ass on every play. McGregor, definitely a good rush and bull rush to get there. Taylor, his hands didn't land cleanly. Doesn't look like he had the best plan there, but the one thing that we heard about Taylor, coming out of college, he wasn't a high effort player. Last week, you see him on a run play, chase down, I believe it's a running back or maybe it's a receiver screen for a tackle. And then here, no, he doesn't win initially, but he continues to drive his feet and figures out a way to get there for the sack. Good play by Taylor as well. Obviously every play is not going to work exactly how you draw it up, so how do you counter? And it was good effort there to get in on the sack. We have another McGregor sack again. He had 2.5. So here's the other one. I don't know. I guess this is the full one. But he's off the right edge right here. Again, loose 7, 9, whatever. Can't call him a 5 anymore. There's a tight end there. But the guy understands angles. Like the fact that we're seeing him rushing the corner, transitioning into a more direct bull rush when he sees running backs leaking out, potentially tripping him. Great. But we've also seen some instances with just like understanding the game of football when it comes to like angles and how to set guys up. We could see that again. Initially, he rushes more the corner. He's taking more of a vertical angle. He takes then after a few steps, he takes a more direct angle towards the tackle. Again, more up the arc, more direct angle. That's going to get the tackle to sit inside a little bit. Gets into that contact window about call it about 2 to 3 yards. Gets into the contact window with a hard stab and head fake inside. Gets the tackle to what? Tackle is now sinking down. He's sinking down, anticipating a bull rush. So right now he's trying to hop back into his anchor. So now he's going to be a little bit off balance. He's dependent on contact. McGregor knows that. He set him up perfectly. Explodes to the outside, off the left foot. Double swipes the outside arm. Gets to the quarterback for the sack, or DeVito for the sack. Hell of a rush there. Like really good job with the angles. Really good job with the angles. So I don't think he's like a freak athlete or anything like that, but I think you're talking about a technically or at least a little bit of preseason that I saw. I'd be curious to maybe go back and watch some of the college film. But you're looking at a technically savvy, high effort player, which has a place in this league. Like you could be a technically sound high effort player and get 12, 13, 14 sacks a year. I'm not saying that's what he is, obviously, right? Like that's quite the leap to make. But is he ever going to be Von Miller getting 20 sacks or Aaron Donald? Maybe not. But again, hey, he could be quite an effective player. So great game for McGregor as well. Moving on to my number one stud of the game,